Hey there, Val here to let you know that this is part 2 of our Vast and Starlit special. We recorded this all in one session, so it would make the most sense if you listen to them in order. So if you haven't listened to part 1 already, please go do that first. If you've already listened to that, then thank you so much for listening. Enjoy part 2!
So, basically, I'll explain rules a little bit more in detail now. So, this game, there are no stats, there are no roles, it is just you and another person and vibes. And whoever isn't in the scene, observing your life fall apart, basically. So, I think, as we established, the issue for this story is that our engine runs on love and this family is breaking apart. You know, guys, we got to fix that. Our glass ship, it's breaking apart.
Yeah, just like my heart.
Yeah.
Like boots or hearts, when it starts, it really falls apart.
And so how this game works is that, I'll go first since I'm GMing. You pick two people to act out a scene together. And you just let them go at it for a little while. And then someone who isn't in the scene gets to call when the scene ends on a cliffhanger. And they can end it by saying dangerous, difficult, both, or hot.
Okay.
Now, dangerous, if someone calls dangerous, they get to tell you how it has hurt or endangered you. If it's difficult, someone tells you what you need to get before you can do it. If it's both, someone tells you how you have failed and endangered the mission. And if it's hot, someone calls it, and then we fade to black. Now I know how we work. So I'm a little worried what the hot option is gonna give us. But then the next scene, if hot is called, the next scene that you are in a player with, someone tells you if you either, within that relationship, decide to press on, turn sharply away, or not decide how it went. So, those are the rules. If we need a reminder at any point for something specific, or we need clarification, do not hesitate to ask.
All right.
Wait, so let me get this straight. If someone calls hot, you can actually come up on the next scene and, like, retroactively, like, make a joke out of what actually... Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You get to decide how that situation went. Okay, so I think for our opening scene, I think we can throw everyone in there.
Okay.
And then just one of us will call it. I think you might be supposed to have one person not involved.
But, you know,
But that's okay.
This is special.
We don't need that. This is for us.
Yeah.
So I think the entire crew...
Sorry, could I just get a refresher on difficult?
Yeah, someone tells you what you need to get before you can do it. In my mind, I have no idea how these scenes are gonna go, but based on the problem, I'm not sure it's difficult is going to give rise to a lot of physical items that we need to get.
You need to come to terms with what happened when you were 5 years old on the playground.
But again, we could kind of take it as we go. So I think let's start with everyone on the bridge realizing that their ship is no longer going forward.
Oh no, our ship is no longer going forward. Whatever will we do?
You know, that's quite a bold statement. Do you have anything to back that up?
Friday throws her wedding ring on the ground.
Oh my, that seems like quite a reaction.
Honey, like, moseys on over to Friday and says, like, listen, I've been through it before. If you need to talk it out, I can give some advice.
Oh, I might.
If you want to, like, go light something on fire, we can stop somewhere.
Oh, fire.
Fire.
Well, in my opinion, fire works. So,
Did fire work for you? Did fire work for you?
That was a good joke. Someone give me a pity
very
party.
Aha! Aha!
Yes,
Aha!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is this how it goes on your little radio show?
Well,
Can
I
you-
wouldn't call it my little radio show anymore. I'm turning into a Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on my little radio show, I just kind of did a lot of jokes, and I couldn't hear the people laugh.
Tell us
but
a joke,
I knew
funny
they were
boy.
Tell you a joke.
This marriage is a
Yes,
joke.
tell me a joke.
Well, I think Friday, that's an interesting point. Why do you think marriage is a
I
joke?
said this marriage is a joke, Jensen.
So this one specifically, not the other past
Wait,
22.
You know, I don't think I appreciate your tone, funny boy.
Oh, funny boy. I like this name. Funny boy makes me feel like I'm funny.
Funny looking
Friday,
maybe.
darling. Whatever did I do? What have I done wrong? Oh no.
You know very well what you did, Jensen.
That's a scary voice you're using on me right now.
Mm-hmm. You're going to be hearing a lot more of it if you decide to keep at it.
Alright. Well, about this engine.
Does anyone know how to fix
I-
an engine? Do we got any engineers here?
I don't.
Has anyone looked at an engine and ever conceivably understood what they're looking at?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was a housewife before the event. So that's kind of why I've been such a wanderer. I didn't really have anything else to do.
Yeah.
So no, I could bake you a very nice like loaf of bread. But
That
I can't.
sounds
I can't.
lovely.
Do you think that will fix the engine? Do you think if we just have to bake the engine for a little bit longer, that will
Bake
work?
the engine.
I don't know how engines work. I just said that.
Has anybody here actually fueled up the engine since we took the ship? Have we stopped for any kind of... Do we know what this thing runs on?
We've been running for days. No.
I remember there being a tremendous lack of gasoline. I was very thirsty and I couldn't find any.
You know, you wonder...
Drink
You
gasoline.
wonder why I have an issue, Jensen? You're destroying your health.
Well, maybe that's the issue. Maybe Jensen, Jensen, did you ever resort to drinking directly from the engine? Like,
No, I'm not an animal.
Jensen, did you drink our fuel?
No, there was no fuel.
Jensen,
to be
did you
found.
drink
I
our
just
fuel?
said that. I thought you were listening to me.
Well,
Did the raccoons...
I talk. I don't
Did
listen.
the raccoons get to the fuel before we did?
I don't let the
Don't tell me it was
raccoons
wet
out of
and
my head.
wild.
It wasn't wet and wild. Don't you dare accuse her of doing something this atrocious.
all right, okay.
So...
Okay, which of us do we think is the smartest?
Me.
Well, I guess that means you two definitely know how to take care of this problem, yeah?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
All right. So I think Honey and we could go, like, bake some bread, and you two can get this sorted out, right?
Hot.
Oh, no. No.
We are only one scene in.
Everyone is in this room. How do you want that to play out? Okay, the other thing is that when you call something, you decide the next scene. You get to
Alright.
decide who you want in it and what they're doing.
Well, I want to see what happened there with oh my god, what is your name? I have a name in my head. I know it's not the right one.
Me?
Atticus.
Me?
Atticus and Honey.
Yes.
I want to see Atticus and Honey together
Baking the bread.
baking bread.
Baking bread, if you know what I mean. Okay. So, do we put the flour on the counter first
You
or
make
second?
you make the dough first, and then you put the flour. You put some
Oh,
of the
you mean you
flour-
don't just throw flour around the kitchen and the loaf comes out?
No. I wish it was that. I've tried. I've tried some extravagant recipes,
Oh, yeah, that's-
but you know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really have the technique down.
Right. Well, I guess I should ask what type of bread do we want to make? Because we don't have a lot of ingredients on this ship. We've already kind of eaten most of it. In fact, flour is really all we have. Do we have yeast?
I'm gonna play the ship now. I think there's a little intercom on the ship, and I'm gonna play it.
You do not have yeast.
I'm sure it's not that
shit.
important. We can go without. So
What can we put in it? Because we just have flour.
we just have flour. Do we have water?
We can find some. There's a
Right.
sink in the kitchen, right?
I imagine so.
So flour and water.
Those are kind of the bare necessities if you really think about
Okay,
it.
good.
Is there anything?
Good.
Is there anything else we can add to it? What else do we have?
Let's look in the fridge. There's a fridge on spaceships, right?
In this one, there is.
There's one on this. Well, all I'm seeing in this is, I see this kind of freeze-dried something.
We could try it.
What does that look like to you?
It looks kind of like a weird powder in it. Not like there's some chunks in there. And I'm not sure what it is.
Well, let's put it in.
Might as well. All right, and honey takes it out and dumps all of it into the mix of flour and water they have.
So, do we just start going at it?
Yeah. Just start mixing, and then once it starts to get a little bit sticky, you start kneading it on the counter with the flour.
Okay. So we flip over the bowl, start kneading it on the counter. So, come here often.
I mean, we kind of
Oh yeah.
live here.
Uh-huh.
I don't come to the kitchen a whole lot, because sometimes when I open the cabinet and I see the empty empty bottle of honey, it makes me think.
Don't
But-
people put honey in bread sometimes?
Well, it's empty. We could try to scrape a tiny bit out, but I don't eat honey much anymore.
Well, it's on the top shelf, so I'd have to.
Get the ladder.
Well, are we? Do we have gravity on that ship?
That's a good point. Yes, I've been using the ladder.
Okay.
Makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
I think I'm gonna climb on the counter and just reach up and get it. Someone can call this at any time.
I don't think I can call it. I'm in the scene.
Yeah. So we're just in hell till someone.
We're in bread purgatory.
If you grab a butter knife and you scrape around the edges.
For context, because this is an audio medium, I feel the need to explain why we're laughing. Lauren, in the chat right now, is talking about how her mother is banging pots and pans downstairs.
No, it'd just be like soundscaping. Like this is what happens in the kitchen right now.
Yeah, I
Be
know.
fine.
Like the pots and pans just bang themselves.
Oh
that
yeah,
sounds
Atticus
wrong.
knocks all of the pans off of the wall.
Honey just kind of stares at them and just sighs. Doesn't bother to pick them up.
Sorry, so Atticus is on
goods.
the on the counter.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
I was
How
gonna
did
wait
it-
for them to do something super mundane and then call dangerous, but yes, I love it. I love it.
That's why I kept saying I'm gonna get a bread knife out or it's like butter knife. Someone's gonna call it. I hope. So Lauren, how did it hurt or endanger me?
There was a little bit of that whatever mystery substance actually turned out to be quite slippery, and it was on the counter, and as they went up to get what they needed, they fell completely back off the counter and hurt their tailbone.
Ow.
Oh no, I'm so weak.
Do you need like an ice pack? Do you need like?
Do
I
we
don't
have
know.
ice?
I don't think we
I
do.
don't know what's on
but
a
I can.
spaceship.
I can try to take something out of the fridge. Can I? I can just put it on you.
Yeah.
But we have more of that strange powdery substance. If you'd like some of that, I can just give you. And she just like hands Atticus like the bag, and she's like, put that somewhere, I guess.
Okay. And I think that is the end. So, Lauren, you called it, so I don't know if you want to pick 2 people for the next scene.
All right. Well, I feel like
I'm guessing it's you and Jess.
just to go to engineering just to get that resolved, probably.
Yeah. Yes. To take a look around. And if you like ask questions, I will play the ship.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
This is a lovely engineering room.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lovely engineering room.
It's almost as beautiful as you, darling.
Don't get sweet on me now when I'm trying to be mad at you. All right, what are we looking for? Fuel. Do we know where the fuel gauge is, Jensen?
Well, I'm feeling rather thirsty myself.
I know that it's difficult for you to drink things the way that the Space Lord intended. I know that has been a lifelong struggle for you,
It's
honey.
so hard. It's so hard.
But for right now, if this ship falls out of the sky, we are all going to die in a fiery crash surrounded by the remnants of the raccoon ball pit. It's okay. Shh, honey. It's okay. Maybe we don't even have to get divorced if we're not bored enough. Come on. All right. Ship. Sometimes the ship talks. I'm gonna try something. Ship. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
If we wanted to look at the fuel gauge, where would we go?
It is right in front of you.
Oh, and then Friday turns and looks at a giant monitor on the wall that has a cartoon
It
heart.
has like a little beating heart
same
on it, and
brain!
it's slowly like beating smaller.
It's like
and
the
smaller.
Grinch, little shrinking Grinch heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like every time it beats, it's like a little bit smaller.
And there's it says, low power, 7%. But, as Friday kind of begrudgingly wraps an arm around Jensen, gives him a pat on the shoulder.
Oh my god.
I know, honey. I know, it's okay.
God.
And if I'm allowed to make this decision, it ticks up from 7% to 8%.
Yeah, and you wait a few more you wait a few more seconds, and for some reason, it clicks up a few more notches to 10%. Where elsewhere on the ship, Atticus is having a piece of cold freeze-dried chicken applied to their tailbone.
Jansen, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
It looks like the label on my favorite cherry blossom body spray.
Just I know you're a little bit lost in the cherry blossom spiral right now, honey. But I'm talking about the number on the screen.
Oh, yes, the number, of course. I did see that.
Did you see it, or are you just saying that you saw it because you don't want us to get in another fight?
I definitely saw it,
you're not talking you're not talking lies to me now, are you?
I'm not. I would never talk nice to you.
Not even with what happened.
Never, ever.
Not even with what happened to the bulk size detergent Febreze that I got from the store. You didn't talk lies to me about what happened there?
I didn't, never.
Because I put a lot of work into stealing that giant jug of detergent.
I know you did, darling. I didn't appreciate it at all. I never would. I'm not that kind of man.
All right. Well, the point is, I think what we're looking at here is a good old example of your old ship powered by the power of love, just like how my granddaddy used to say. Sometimes
How can something be powered by love? Love isn't real.
love it. You know what?
You proved that to me, darling.
Dangerous.
Okay, tell us about it.
So I don't know exactly what this means, and I'm going to leave it slightly up to you. I feel like at this point this is a fairly common occurrence, but I do know that Friday is proficient in firearms, as just previously stated.
Okay.
And you may continue on.
Friday pulls one of her twin pistols from the holsters at her waist. This one's called Incentive. She just kind of looks it over. Jensen, I'm not about...
That's a gun you have there, darling.
It is a gun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm rather fond of this one. Here's the thing. I'm really determined to keep this ship flying because I'd really like to save my own hide, honey.
Uh-huh.
So just stop playing a fool and help me get the job done. We gotta go talk to the rest of them.
Well, honey, here's the thing, right? You say that like it's a new thing. All you ever want to do is save your own hide. Maybe I want to save my own hide this time.
Well, saying stuff like that, you're not doing a mighty good job of it.
I'm so sorry, darling.
It's okay. You know what? I've been mean to you today, and it always makes me so sad when you start crying, because I realize that I can be really mean to you sometimes, but also, I've got a gun.
Can I have a gun, please?
And do you want... You gotta be careful with it. You're not gonna break it like you did last time.
I promise.
Alright. Why do you want it?
So I can be just like you, honey.
You're too darn cute when you say stuff like that. Alright. She pulls out another pistol. This one is known as Persuasion. Hands it to her.
You're never gonna regret this, darling. You're never going to. I love you. I love guns.
The way you're saying that makes
Scene.
me... You're never going to regret this. I hate that I had to pull a gun on my husband.
I think next...
I don't know who Friday is.
We could have, like... That's the point. You start the game thinking you know what you've made, and then they're ruined for you.
Yeah.
I think we can kind of time skip around, assume that we've met back at the bridge, filled people in.
The bread is. I do think. I don't know if I can make this call. I do think the bread is done. I don't know. We have the bread with us.
Yeah, I think next scene, I would like to see Friday and Honey in. I think, like, again, I think we've filled each other in. We don't like each other necessarily, but I think you guys came back, told us what the deal was, and that we need to try and be friends. So now we can start doing some different combos here. So I'd like to see Honey and Friday eating bread in the Dark Academia section.
So true.
Namely, without the Dark Academia section usual resident, Lord Jensen.
Right then, what do you think of it? We didn't have yeast per se, but we tried our best.
Yeah, no, it tastes like the rations that we used to have on the cattle ship. So, I mean, nostalgic.
I will take that as a good thing and hope that the fond nostalgia you get from it will up the juice a little bit on the ship, if you know what I mean. So I've been thinking, and I think I know the way to save this ship. And this might be a difficult task, but I really think it's the best way to do it. We have to go get my wife back.
Oh.
Because I think if I can get her to forgive me, well, there's going to be so much love on this ship, well, I mean, I would like to think that, we have one married couple on this ship. You two might be able to do it, but, I'm not sure where you are in your relationship right now.
The ship chimes in and goes,
There is a perfectly good relationship to salvage right in front of you.
Well, what about me? Like, how about how I feel?
We cannot go reach your wife without fuel.
Oh, right, fine. Then you two have to salvage your marriage, and then I can salvage my marriage. How about that?
difficult.
It's, I never know where me and Jensen are at any given point in time. I'm even a little confused as to whether or not we are married in this very moment. I could not tell you. Now, like the ship says, I would have no problem leaving that to you and your ex-wife. But
Again, we cannot find an ex-wife if we do not have fuel.
thank you, ship. I was getting there. Thank you, ship. I appreciate it. So,
Of course.
is there no way we could sort of do something that isn't me and Jensen? I just feel like that's a rough go to try and do that as our last hope feels a little rocky when I look at it that way.
Well, if we aren't... I'm guessing that we're not going to be salvaging any marriages here, apparently, for some time, until we get out of this little stressful situation we're in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Maybe if it was a little bit more relaxed, we might be able to work things out. Here's the thing, though. I did give Jensen a gun. Started to regret it pretty much immediately.
Right. That's good to know. If when I run into him next, I will keep that in mind.
So here's what I'm wondering. You know how Atticus really likes that ball pit?
Yes. You mean the bathroom?
No, I was the ball pit. Hold on.
I was under the impression that is it not? Have I been Anyways, yes, the ball pit. What were you gonna say about it?
This is like the Taz graduation level of when you are entry, you just sit on the floor. And no one tells them otherwise.
Okay. Well, honey, before you said that, I was going to be perfectly content to just let Atticus have a time of it in the ball pit. But now
Right, well, what if... Okay, I have an idea. What if we, the two of us, maybe Jensen, but I'm not sure how he is right now, but maybe just the two of us, we can clean the ball pit. And then it'll be a nice little gift for Atticus. I imagine that'll be quite a bit of fuel, right? If we give him a nice little clean ball pit for him to...
do you want me to
for them
clean
bounce
the
around
human
in.
waste out of the ball pit?
I'll help. I mean, have you ever cleaned a bathroom before?
I've cleaned the bathroom. The bathroom is not, as... A ball pit is a very finicky situation.
Well, have you ever owned a dog? Dogs,
No, I had a cat, actually.
Well, this is... Didn't you tend to livestock? Didn't you have to clean them up?
Yeah, but not in a ball pit, honey. Okay, you know what? Fine. You know what? If it's what's gonna keep us flying, then sure, we can clean out the ball pit. I guess it's better than marriage counseling. So,
excellent. I think that'll be very helpful.
all right.
Also, I should double check what are Atticus's pronouns because I feel like I fucked up there.
They were just gonna be they them, and then I changed them to they he this morning, so it works.
Okay, yeah, no, I wasn't sure.
Same.
It's because I am picturing Atticus Finch. I am, because I just...
Yeah, that's
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna say scene
Okay,
there,
cool.
I guess. That felt pretty final. That felt like a decision.
Yeah.
Also, I will say, if you wanna just ruin someone's life, you can make them do a scene by themselves. Just monologue.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
But I think, let's see, Honey and Lord Jensen. Honey trying to convince Lord Jensen to partake in the cleaning of the ball
this
pit.
is the worst
Alright.
timeline.
I really thought we were gonna get on like a, oh, let's save these two's marriage, and you guys were like, no, we're going to do
tried.
one nice thing for someone who really enjoys hanging out in the ball pit. Let's leave it.
I was just terrified of having
Yeah.
to do serious
Yeah.
roleplay, to be honest with you. And I was just like, yeah, no, the ball pit. Uh-huh.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so Honey.
When I set out to GM this with the vague idea of a broken engine, did I think we were going to end up in the Tumblr ball pit? No. Sometimes things happen, though.
That's how it is. Tune in for our thrilling finale, where we learn that our actions have consequences. The Heart of Ether is a podcast made by Three-Eyed Frog Presents. This special features Val West, Luka Miller, Jesse Smith, and Lauren Tucker. Music is produced by Luka Miller. Vast and Starlit is created by Epadiah Ravachol. To follow the show and find transcripts, you can follow us on Twitter and Tumblr at Heart of Ether. Questions and comments can be emailed to us at heartofether@gmail.com. Want to help support the show? Rate and review us on iTunes and Podchaser, and talk about the show using #HeartOfEtherPod. If you want to support us financially, consider buying us coffee. It really does help. Thank you for listening.